Okay. All right, so local works, August 27th, half of a meeting here.
We do have 5 members now, or we're at 6?
I'm just trying to
5 is what we came up with.
Well, we got 5, we got 3 people here.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so, anyone would like to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
A second.
Okay. And I think we all saw the minutes from last time.
I think I did a great job.
I think
I'll move to approve.
I did a wonderful job. I had no comments on them.
Okay.
Did we need a motion to approve, or you did? I'll second
I
it.
did. Oh,
I'll
Yeah.
second it.
you're right.
I can't.
Oh, you
He's
can't,
not
okay.
Okay. So let's move on to the, well, there's no one here for public comments, so let's move on to the work that you've done there on analysis.
Okay, well, what Denise Gross, the chamber assistant, was worked out some basic numbers off the spreadsheet. These are, that's,
Denise did all this? Your chamber dollars have work, I love that.
they're all part of the same family.
Wow.
Thank you.
This chamber is really,
So, but Denise is very good at doing the spreadsheet.
Ah.
Basically, what this first packet of sheets
Okay.
that I have is the basic demographics that are able to be taken out of the from the actual responses. So if you see, it's all based on a total response of 529. Let's just go into respondents, and there's your breakdown of the percentages from Easthampton, Southampton,
That's great.
West Hampton, male and female. And then in the gender, once again, there were 367 female, 152 male. Transgender was put for by 4. There were no answers, but that's what it adds up to 529 respondents. There's 2 different listings here of the age groups and the breakdown, 16 to 30, etc., etc. If you read it, if you can see, it's a total number of respondents, your first column, then your percentage, and then that breakdown, your male, female, and other. Okay? You picked that up?
Yep.
And then she did it just in another group, basically, as you can see, 5 groups of 5, just give a little more breakdown there. Okay?
did she do this by hand somehow, or is she really good with spreadsheets?
She coded everything.
I don't know exactly.
She wasn't counting.
Well, she probably coded the questionable ones in ways that made it useful.
Yeah, procedure-wise, I'm sorry.
That's fine. We'll have to, if we have questions, we'll have to ask the person who did it.
Just, jot some down in those emails. There's your income ranges. As you can see, in the total respondents, you basically got a tie on the income, virtual tie, because you had 70 in the $50,000 to $60,000 range and 67, both equaling approximately 13%, and the $60,000 to $85,000 range. As you see, in a range, it swung from 0 up through 250,000 plus. As you see, there was a good percentage, 67 respondents that did not specify.
Yep.
Why is it that at the top of the male, its number is 5, but the percent is 56? Those numbers, the percents don't make sense to the...
Well, out of the total of 9, it'll be 56% of 9.
For that line.
For that.
Oh,
Okay, so that you're reading across there.
Okay, that's...
Okay?
Yeah.
So for 56% of the people who said they make up to 10,000 happen to be male.
Correct.
Okay, so that,
Okay.
that makes sense.
People in the household. So I shouldn't do percentages here, but you're the basic, but your largest percentage of 2 persons in the household,
Yep.
2 people. And they're only, on the 19 years, did this by Easthampton, Florence, Northampton, just a breakdown, but there were 39 respondents that had 1 person under the age of 19 that took the survey living in Easthampton. So that's how that works? Mm-hmm. There's that?
Yep.
2 under 19 would be 23 of those respondents, 3 in Southampton, and 3 under 19. There were 5 respondents. Once again, this is just, what's the word I want?
So it's the number of people under 19, quantity 1, then 2 under 19, then 3 under 19.
Right.
Right.
What's interesting is that there's, but it's just fascinating to see some of this demographic, and
Yeah.
we can start to compare some of this too to just see what the it should match up with like census data.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, and if it does, then we have a fairly accurate survey,
Right.
or at least a fairly accurate cross section of the. So that's great.
Okay, your next sheet, how long have you lived in Easthampton? And she broke it down to the largest amounts, as you see here. And then a little further up, your second column is the longer years. So I kind of the respondents, it's interesting. Once again, it's a total of responses of 467, not the 529 that answered the question. Well, what is that? 181 is what, 40%? I'm just doing a quick out of all the respondents that have been in Easthampton under 9 years or less. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. A lot of new people, you said.
Yeah, 540 would be 30%, but we only had 467 respondents. Okay?
It's also fascinating that there's another half were, or another third were people that have all been here for 30 plus years.
130, yeah, of those respondents, yeah, because about 130, that'll be 390, a little less than a third, right? 25%. Next sheet, or do you want to go on to that, or? And just see, these are just, she just wrote down, once again, the communities. Of course, you've got more answers because people would.
Some people skip the question.
No,
Multiple
you've got
routes.
multiple routes.
Oh, right.
Because you got everything from, the rail trail. So some of the people could take the rail trail, but some people, we didn't give them. There wasn't a preference, I believe, in that question, as I recall. It just said, let me see here.
How do you get there?
Yeah.
Do you?
It said, please check all that apply. So it could have been, of course, we divided that up. I mean, it's more, 50% use more than one route. Interesting, the Route 10 Main Street is a good amount.
Yeah.
I think the public transit is a very telling, yeah. Does that mean lack of routes? Does that mean lack of availability? It's hard for us to tell.
But also, the rail trail was quite popular as well.
Right.
You have almost 20% of people take Cottage Street or Route 10.
Well, no, that's 20% of the people, wasn't it? That's a
20% of the
total
roofs.
response, yeah, to the roof.
Right.
Right. Okay.
No.
The other part on that page you'll see is the question of do you work in Easthampton that was broken down. From what the resident city was, whether or not, and they work in Easthampton, to see that. So once again, 529 responses. That question got virtually everyone answered that.
So of the 529 responses, about 133 work in Easthampton. But of the 133 that live in Easthampton, that work in Easthampton, 16 commute into Easthampton. 117 live and work in Easthampton.
Correct, yeah, just take the guess, correct. So that, the 16 is your other one's calling.
That's some good work.
Yes, really easy to understand.
That's what we do with it afterwards, correct?
Yeah.
And next, this is just a little more of a breakdown. Once again, your total response, residents say work in Easthampton. And it doesn't to work. She just took the Easthampton ones on that.
For the commuting distance?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's good. Can't do everything.
And then, of course, it breaks down. Well, there was one of these that resident cities, Easthampton, that they said they work in Easthampton. You see, we're going down because you had to break down the next sheet. And it was kind of interesting that greater than 10 miles for someone that lives in Easthampton. Catch my drift? Same on my
Right.
set of figures.
Is the city 10 miles wide at any one point? Or?
It's not even 5 miles wide at any one point. I think, aren't we the smallest as far as land area, the smallest?
Oh, I see how this works. So,
Maybe that's
but there are people there's 6 people that commute 50 to 150 miles in Easthampton? No. Am I reading?
That do not work in Easthampton. Are you on the bottom set?
Oh, do not work in.
These are do not
Okay,
work.
I see.
Yeah, that's interesting. Of course, it doesn't.
Yeah, how are they getting? Well, I guess they could be dropping kids off at school or something and driving all over town.
They don't have kids in school.
Well, the people are driving more than 10 miles.
Oh yeah,
Working in
that's true.
Easthampton.
They could have a child in a charter school in Northampton, let's say, or something. And
Yeah, they could be
they could,
going back and forth.
Right.
And that call it
Correct.
that commute. So, but yeah, I mean it's 5 miles from the center of Easthampton to the center of Northampton. Maybe 6 miles almost.
right.
So.
But I live on about the furthest. My house is the last. My house is on the Easthampton, Southampton town line at Cook Road. So
Are you looking up how big the city is?
I'm just curious. Just
Like 15 square miles.
so I live right here. That's me. And it's. I only lived here. My son made it for the school bus to Whitebrook for a mile.
Yeah.
To the door at Whitebrook. But if you look at this scale, what's that? 6 inches. Yeah, the city.
about 400 miles all, 4 miles, 5 miles.
Yeah, all sorry. Yep.
Possible Arizona round trip. How are you?
It could very well be. I don't know.
Who knows, maybe it's a mistake.
Yeah, that could be too.
For 2 respondents out of 500.
It'll be, it's hard to exactly say. So that's to give you an idea on the demographic sheets.
This is good. And presumably this is in a spreadsheet now, so maybe if we're doing our report, some of this could be put into chart form or used in the...
Yeah.
If you want to send it to committee,
The analysis.
see who wants to take it.
Another step. Yeah.
Oh, there's still more that you've done. Actually, some.
Yes. Trying to think of where's the best way to... This is an analysis of why they shop out of town.
It was just so funny, I don't know how much that really helped. The boys, they were just trying to make it harder. They would always fall down. He's like, they would fall down, they were always on the ground. The girls were like, what's wrong with these boys?
Going across the top, there's your count. 69% female, 29% male. Other 33 will work in Easthampton. And if you go across, these are the questions
That's okay. I'm gonna
that are
grab,
asked.
he's gonna join us as well.
If we're going to shop for better atmosphere, lower prices, better quality, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Others, please specify. And as you see here, the last, would you purchase locally out of town if items are not were available in Easthampton? Citrus said no, but the vast majority said yes. The response. Now this breakdown is on the sheet. It is breaking it down a little more, but basically it was in there to get the other please specify items in. But you'll see, if you read across, let's say this person, for example, the first person lived in Easthampton for 44 years, at the age of 66, was a male, $85,000 to $100,000 income range, 2 people in the household and did not work in Easthampton. And then you see your X's, so you're working down these columns, okay, that you're seeing up on top here. But I think, perhaps some of the most important thing is...
So, after income, there's 2 men.
that's the number of total people in household.
Okay.
Just reading down that column. Now, it's kind of hard because it's related.
So James, you said you had to stop soon.
Go to another meeting.
This is great. I can't believe how advanced this is.
Yeah, thank you, Eric.
Thank Denise.
Well, thank you, Denise.
She has a master's degree in analysis.
But there are,
Even more?
we try to figure out a good way, I know you have to go, Jane.
Yeah.
A good way to, so let me just get these up. We try to figure out a way to get that comment section in. It was at the very end. And so once again, we did it kind of in the same by the city, length, age, gender, income range, and some of the basic items. And then, so you've got your additional columns, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we did it, but that's...
No, I didn't bring glasses.
And just to let you know, there are 3 more sheets similar to this that we didn't bother, I didn't make copies of, that she did on the food and beverage analysis question, the online services question, and the arts and entertainment, sports and leisure businesses. But those I did not make copies of because we don't, first we want to know if that's what we want.
Yeah.
So what I can do is I can forward all these spreadsheets to the group
That'd be great.
and look through them. Yes.
All right.
ECA would like the arts questions. Is that okay for us to use that information, take it?
Yeah, I mean, film.
I don't think that, yes, arts and leisure, it was arts and entertainment, sports and leisure, right?
Right.
Well, I'll give you the whole thing and you can distribute.
But I meant before we actually announced.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. All right, we should
Bring this to our
stop.
core meeting.
Oh, yeah, I think we decided that before, didn't we?
Okay, all right, so I can.
Hadn't we decided that in an earlier meeting? Before we do the final analysis, you mean?
We should have Denise give the presentation. She obviously knows this stuff. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Well, this is what we have. Book or arranged folder there, or whatever. And so she's done analysis on this is a goodly amount, the ones she got highlighted, the questions she's done. Some of these obviously are very tough, the way the survey was
Right.
designated, listed, whatever.
And I'm sure if we did it again, after seeing all those shortcomings, we'd have a better survey to begin with.
Yeah.
So you're going to send the spreadsheets to the group?
Yeah, so you can,
Okay.
and this is what we have so far.
Do it right, just some real intent.
Would you say that she's 50% through, 75% through?
Yeah, but now, she's gonna be at a point right now where she's had the time, it's probably gonna be a week off on doing this, so that she's on vacation. So to get you this far. And she's done,
Easier to take a shot.
let's see, the groups and, she's done sports and leisure, shop outside of Easthampton. It's got photocopied work anyway. Why do shop online, buy online,
Heavy parking zones.
outside of Easthampton. And what I'm looking for is the national grid.
I'd say she's a good 70% through.
Yeah. No, see, she hasn't gotten to the cultural,
Oh, okay.
regrettably. Got the sports and leisure. Right. And the online.
Basic idea. Overall,
I gave you the comment on something, correct?
it represents some ideas, but this is probably a good start. So the big idea is that there are several segments that we have to look at.
So a lot of these are the individual responses, then, is that right?
What, which ones here? The additional? These are the folks that actually did a comment, you know, the very last
Right,
question.
that actually commented, and it shows exactly what all their, some of
Yeah,
their,
please provide any additional comments here.
and then just some of their key demographics.
Yes, the income range, where was available. Also, whether they're working on. Some of these you have to, because of the way they did the responses, you have to reference to the actual printed. Because they say, for question number 32, the answer is maybe. For example, one of these.
So does that mean that 168 out of 529 actually spent the time to have additional comments?
I think that was it. Yes,
That's great.
yes. And she, once again, she did those because of some of the other ones in the alphabetical order by the town, when they respond to town to San Luis. So it goes to Emerson, if you go to the last page, I think it's what's.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Person once saw a tomato for $5. That was a huge turnoff.
Really?
If they're making 85 to 100,000, they can afford a $5 bill.
Yeah. On the other sheets that I did not have to make copies of, but you can get, the food and beverage, and some interesting, and then on those pages, you'll see, when I send them through there, you get a column for others, please specify, and the sports and leisure. You'll see a couple of references going back to wanting the pool. As we, please fix by the outdoor adventure store, fitness center, ones with more classes, would not, but, more affordable fitness, and I don't know exactly how they're. There are a couple things on a children's play space, I just wanted to see that, but. And a couple references to dog park.
Dog parks, a brewery, they're not up at the times.
Right.
And those 3 being built.
Here's one that ECA should take issue with. Easthampton is not an artist community. Stop trying to change it.
Well,
Actually, there's one that I hand wrote, no more art. Explanation of explanation.
oh, really? Well,
Stop trying to change it.
one of these I found, I like a really good restaurant with outdoor seating that's tasteful and classy. Easthampton lacks places to go meet friends and relax, so go to Novo.
It's true.
That type of, yeah, we have a,
We're getting there, we have a few.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe next time. Maybe the rooftop dining for the brewery at 180
Yeah.
would be a good fit for that. Eric and Matt, did you hear that ECA did get the grant, the Massachusetts Cultural Council grant?
No, I thought, when that happened?
Like last week.
Oh, I did see that. It was, I saw a posting, but it was almost like it was inside of a whole nother list, was that?
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
yeah. Huge.
That's to support the ECA and Burns's
Right.
position and everything, yeah.
And our programming.
And how did that
That's great.
go? I'm trying to remember, how did that amount jive with the amount you asked for in the grant, or was it basically?
That's a good question. I don't remember exactly. But we got 30,000 for fiscal year 14 and 28 for 15. It's not too far off from what we asked for, but I don't remember what we asked for.
And, well, I was at the ECA chat yesterday, and Burns was saying the city, we want the city, or the ECA wants the city to take over, or to kind of make that a permanent position as part of the city budget, not just some special grant budget.
Right.
That sounds like a good idea.
Right now, we do get city
Yeah,
funds,
there is some.
It's not a permanent,
but it's not, it's a year-to-year thing that they decide. And we'd like,
But it is, okay, but it was in the city budget lines, which is, yes.
year-to-year it is, but it's not, she's like not a paid permanent position, she's not part of city payroll.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
we want that position to be part of city
Oh, okay.
payroll. We want that commitment that, you know, she does it. Ideally, and we will go for this, we want it fully paid by the city.
and then those grants could be used for other things, like the art for...
Everything else,
Yeah.
everything else. So we wouldn't be asking them, you know, for anything else, we would just be, you know,
So
going for grants.
do you remember how much it was that, what the percentage is one way on Burns's?
She works 35 hours, she makes, I don't think about it every day, so.
No, that's okay. No, just a ballpark. I'm not looking for anything more.
She makes $20 an hour, so it's 35 hours, so it's with
6,000.
And then with benefits, it's right around 4. Yeah.
Maybe local works can, say that we would support that too, if that makes any difference.
That would be awesome. I'm already writing a letter personally for myself. This goes before City Council on the 4th, which is next Tuesday. I don't know if either of you could be there to actually, from yourself as a business owner and seeing the difference that just the arts make in the city, and that, her position is very important, and, we do want that commitment from the city. I mean, they're very supportive.
Right.
We just wanted to go the next step and make it part of the government. I'm going to write a letter because I won't be in town, but if either of you could do that, or be there, or write a letter.
It's in the evening, or when is it?
It's city council meeting, I think it's 6 or 6:30,
That's 6.
right in this building, upstairs.
And her position, I forget what, is it arts coordinator?
Yeah.
That's the type of position. Okay.
It's under the planning department.
Okay, that's right.
You would just send an email to Barbara, and she would read it at the meeting before you,
Oh,
a
yeah.
letter to the council.
Yeah. So you're in?
Yeah, that would have to go through our board, and we don't meet. I can't really, I hate to say it.
Not as a
but-
chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we got the funding, so the pop-up stores is something that we're going to be going forward with. I know I'm jumping, but
Yeah.
That's okay.
we'll, I don't know if Local Works could help facilitate finding, like through the chamber and through EDIC, finding landlords that have space that would be open to a pop-up shop for, like maybe an art walk for a week, for a month.
Right.
And then ECA could work on finding the artists that fill it.
Now, once again, on the pop-up here, that's strictly going to be arts related. That's what you're asking for. Because I know,
On the broader,
yeah, okay.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So someone not necessarily doing some left-handed widgets.
Man, that's a landscape.
Left-handed widget sounds creative to me.
So it's a broad definition. Okay, good, okay.
If it's a pop-up, that in itself is kind of creative. It could be, who knows, it could be anything.
Yeah. But one of the areas that we thought would benefit greatly from it is Main Street itself, because there seems to be a lot of empty spots there right now. So for an art walk, and even on Union on Art Walk.
Is that where the Gazette used to be? Is that open? Is anything in there yet, or?
I don't think so.
Not there. I know, Janelle George is talking about those that on the dental lab building
Oh, yeah.
next to Chuck.
That's where the web tactics was.
Well,
Yeah. But maybe who owns that Gazette building? Is that Jack Moriarty or somebody else?
yeah, and maybe at the top with Chuck, and I think that might be Chuck.
He's a pretty nice guy. Maybe he.
The memorial guy? Moriarty and Moriarty?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to be.
Yeah, he's been open to different things
Yeah.
throughout the years.
Yeah, even his old office, you never know, the place is totally vacant, where he used to have his,
On Union or?
right around the
Or there's a
corner.
Big E's between
Right, yeah.
Casey's new place and Big E's. Right in the corner there. I remember when I was a kid, just dating myself that way back when, I think it was near a gas station. Patterson Fuel maybe, but there was talk of something like a Friendly's going in there. This is, I gotta say, more than 30 years ago. At that, but that apparently was squashed or never came to fruition anyway. It's interesting.
How about where that restaurant was, like across from CVS, just got all graded?
Yeah, Bernie Gall owns that property. I don't know what's, I think he's probably just sitting there.
Just moving dirt?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, yeah. That's his.
That's where, near the Tasty Talk about?
Well,
It's after the Tasty Top,
after McDonald's.
after McDonald's.
After McDonald's and before
Used to be a
those
restaurant
Papa
there.
George
Oh,
Pizza.
really?
Torn down a while ago.
No, in a house type setting. Right.
We're working with Dover, New Hampshire right now. Their whole downtown is built with these things.
And I said that I would get in touch with, her name escapes me right now, but the Nash Pond lady, Liz Provo, and I didn't do that, so I will do that for next meeting.
This was done in the past, but long term, you're gonna wanna do this, get set up, do it, have a traffic.
To find out when the meeting is about the pond.
And when is the next local works meeting? It's the second Tuesday. Determine that for now.
Did the thank you go up on the Facebook page?
I'm not sure. I'm not on the Facebook. I mean, I haven't been, somebody, I think Josh does the
Oh,
Facebook.
okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't at the last meeting, so.
I can, we wanted to thank, we need to thank people for taking the survey. We should have done that a while ago, but better late than never.
I'm almost, is it on the website? I'm trying to picture it.
I think on the website it says thank you and the results will be coming soon.
Correct.
On the webpage, but I'm not sure about, I mean, at this point, maybe we should just update people by Facebook, hey, we haven't forgot about sharing the results, we're doing some work.
Well, that was the idea. Paul thought it was a good idea to post a thank you on Facebook as well as the website and efforts to reach out to those who took the survey. Additional discussion about posting teaser comments and info related to the survey results. We'll decide at the next meeting. We don't have enough meeting people here.
I think these comments would be great to use for teaser stuff. There's some really good comments. So the next meeting is on September 10th. Looks like.
Yes.
Hopefully we can get full turnout. We talked about having an event where we show these results, right? For the public thing.
Once we get the report done, yeah.
And this is a lot of work. I wonder if Denise would be interested in kind of helping present that.
She's not comfortable in that.
Because she seems to really know, she obviously knows what's going on with this survey. I bet she could talk about it, just,
Well, I don't know about that. I know she's, I'm not gonna, I can't commit her to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
no, but not you commit it, but maybe we could ask her.
He in the audience and just suppose
Yeah.
if we're reading it wrong, she could say. Jamie seems comfortable in the
Yeah.
position with you too.
Well, maybe we should adjourn.
That's cool. It's not a big deal. Doesn't happen.
The next meeting will be the 10th,
Right.
same
That's
3.
what about this?
Well, please thank Denise, this is
Oh,
awesome.
yeah,
Absolutely
sure.
awesome. I was wondering if that was ever going to get done.
Well, as I, no,
She's been busy. I didn't even know she was doing it.
well, we decided, we talked about, she said to take a stab at it and do that. As I say, she's a lot more experienced in Excel and stuff
Well, I was generous of the chamber's time too.
like that. Thank you. And we're partners.
That's great.
We need that official motion. I move to adjourn. Second?
Sure.